All of you can see number of species on Earth.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay, in the last class, I have already told about this, that there are certain information. What is the full form of IUCN? Can you tell me? International Union of Conservation of Nature. Okay. So according to IUCN 2004, there are more than 1.5 million species described so far. Okay. Now, according to Robert May's global estimate, about 7 million species would have on Earth. Okay. He's considering his estimate, not accurate. His estimate through calculations, statistical methods, he has estimated that there are 7 million species would have on Earth. This was told by Robert May. He considered the species to be discovered in the tropics is only 22% of the total species recorded so far. Okay, so he is telling that only 22% of the species have been recorded. Means still we have to record so many species. Now, uh, next point is the total number of species on Earth on global species diversity. I have already told you that the animals are more diverse, about 70% than plants, including plantae and fungi, that is 22%. Among animals, the insects are most rich species, that is, whatever is there, 70% of the animal species is your insects. That is, out of every 10 animals, 7 animals are insects. Please remember, animals have got more diversity, that is 70%. Can you tell me what may be the cause? Okay, the cause is that we have got more interest in animals. So that is why we have searched for more and more animal species. Plant species, whatever is we have got the total species, only 22% consist the plants and fungi. So we have to discover many more. Now, among the animals, I have told you that 70% is the which group? The insect group. The number of fungi species is more than combined total of the species of fish, amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. This is another information. I'm just giving you the, here you can see invertebrates and vertebrates. You can find that in the invertebrates group, that is the most of the part is insect. And you can see then the next major group, if we say, then it is the mollusca and then the crustaceans. And then other animals group of the invertebrate, whatever we have discovered. And here in the vertebrate group, the more diversity you will find in the fishes. Okay, and then you will find in the birds, then reptiles, and then amphibians. And in case of plants, that is plants and fungi, we are grouping it in one group only. That is the fungi has got more, and then other side, the angiosperm has got more. The algae, the mosses, the ferns, the lichens, these are very less in number. Okay, and lichens, remember, very sensitive. Last year, when I was in Baliganj, I have done a survey of lichens and compared it with around 1900, the data collected around 1900 and then 2020. Then many lichen species are no more there in the botanical garden. So the next one is the total number of species on the earth, global species diversity. Again, some information. India has got 2.4% of the world's land area, and but it has got 8.1% of the species diversity. Less land area, but more diversity. The reason is this: we are in the tropical uh, place, so the humidity and moisture is more, so diversity, temperature fluctuation is less, so you can find the more diversity. India is one of the 12 mega diversity country. 12 mega cities, mega diversity countries are there. India is one among them. Now, nearly 45,000 species of plants and twice as many as animals. Means twice means around 90,000 species of animals we have discovered in the India. That is 45,000 species of plants and around 90,000 species of animals. Applying May's global estimate, India have more than 1 lakh plant species and 3 lakh animal species. Means we don't know anything, because if he is telling that 1 lakh plant species, then we are just around half of that. Okay, you can understand. Then about, if we talk about the animals, then we are one third, we know, if May's global estimate is correct. Now, so please remember the information. I am telling you the information. India has got 2.4% of the global's land area and 8.1% of the species diversity. India is one of the 12 mega diversity country, 45,000 species of plants and twice as many as of animals are present in India. So if we apply the May's global estimate, May was a scientist. So then in India, you can find 1 lakh plant species and around 3 lakhs of animal species are there. Now, next, if we study the total number of species of on Earth, global species diversity under the same topic we are studying, the biologists are not sure about the total number of prokaryotic species. Why? Because conventional taxonomic methods are not suitable for identifying the microbial species. Conventional means the structure, okay, the other features, external features, anatomical features, that is not possible in case of the prokaryotes. And second point is, in laboratory, we cannot culture all the microbes. Many microbes are only present in the natural environment. If we try to culture it in the lab, we cannot. So that is why it is not possible for us to know the total number of prokaryotic species. Now, patterns of biodiversity, species diversity will decrease from equator to the pole. Now, what is equator? This part is the equator, the central line. Okay. And then we move in both the sides, we are moving towards the pole. Now, here you can find 23.5 degree north. This is Tropic of Cancer. And here, this side in the southern, towards the South Pole, you will find that it is 23.5 degrees south. It is the Tropics of Capricorn. And then you will find the next one is here, you will find the Arctic cycle. And this is the Earth axis. This structure you must understand. And here you will find the sun rays are coming. The Earth is bit tilted. And this is the Antarctic cycle, which is 66.5 degrees south. And here the Arctic cycle is 66.5 degree north. So this is the north temperate zone and this is the southern temperate zone. There are two temperate zones. And here you will find the tropical part. Okay, here you will find the tropical part. Now, the species diversity decreases from equator to poles. When we move up from 0 degree to this, and from 0 degree to south, then you will find the diversity of the species is decreasing. Okay, the tropics, that is the latitudinal range of 23.5 to north to 23.5 south, have more species than the temperate or the polar areas. So what I am telling, that from here, that is from the Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn, the species diversity you will find here more. Okay, just remember the sun rays here, it is falling. Here you will find more species diversity. As you move up or as you move down, the species diversity will slowly decrease. And as you will reach the poles, the number of species will be very, very less. Now, the latitudinal gradients, for example, okay, example of the latitudinal gradients they are giving. Now, suppose, for example, Colombia, which is near the equator. Okay, so if it is near the equator, try to understand, near the equator means it is getting enough sunlight. Okay, so near the equator, it is 1400 species. Okay, of what? Birds. And India, which is in the tropics, that is 23 point, it is within that range, 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south. You will find in the New York around 105 species of birds are there. Whereas you will find 71 degree north, the number of species is decreasing to what? 56. So as we are moving up, you can see here from 0 degree to moving up, you will find that the number of species is decreasing slowly of the birds. In the tropical forest region, like Ecuador, has got 10 times of the vascular plant species as compared to the temperate forest region of the Midwest of USA. 10 times more vascular plants. Vascular plants means which has got vascular tissue. Vascular tissue means xylem phloem, means where the conduction is taking place. Okay, now what I mean to say, the diversity is more in the tropical region than in the temperate region. Now you will find the tropical forest regions like Ecuador. Here we are trying to show that you can find, this is Peru, this is Pacific Ocean, this is Galapagos Island, very important. If you have evolution part, many discoveries were taken place by this Darwin. Okay, here you can find the different places. This is Colombia. Now here you can find that the Ecuador has got how much? 10 times more of the vascular species as compared to the temperate forest region of the Midwest USA. Okay, so here what we are trying to show next is that patterns of diversity, latitudinal gradients, the number of species in the Amazonian rainforest. Number of species in the Amazonian rainforest. Now, how many? 40,000 species of plants, 3,000 species of fish, 1,300 species of birds, and 427 species of mammals, 427 species of amphibians, 378 reptile species, and invertebrates, 1,25,000 species of invertebrates are present in the South America, which is having the highest biodiversity in the earth. Okay, now because of the human interference, the forest fires and all, the the biodiversity of the Amazon forest is decreasing day by day. People are trying, but the temperature is rising and the forest fires are taking place, and because of that the habitat is destroyed, and because of the destruction of the habitat, the number of species are affected or decreasing. Now, next, let us see the latitudinal gradients, the reasons for highest biodiversity, that is species richness in the tropics. Okay, now you can find this is the sun, and the rays of sun is directly falling up to this and then indirectly falling up to this. Okay, now the tropical part is having got more evolutionary time. Now, what do you mean by evolutionary time? Evolutionary time means there were just radical changes in the earth, like ice age and other things. Whatever forces have acted during the time of at the time of evolution, the tropical area was more stable. So as it was more stable, then the species got time to diversify. Diversify means the mutations have taken place, they have adjusted to a new environment, they got enough time to give rise to a species. So in this way, because of less turmoil during the evolution period, during the different ages, different the periods of geological time period, so more stability was there in this tropical region, and because of that they got more evolutionary time, more stability to grow into diverse species. Now the next one is relatively constant environment, less seasonal variation. In this part, as the sunlight is falling here, so you will find that there is less seasonal variation here. Seasonal variation means, suppose in Kolkata, if I talk, then in the winter season, the temperature is around 15 or 16 on an average, and the summer season, it is going up to 35, 36, 37 highest temperature. So this is the best for any organism. So they are getting constant environment. If a drastic change is there in the environment, then it will be a problematic for the organism to adjust with that. So as they are getting a constant environment, so there is more chances of diversity. Next, third point is they receive more solar energy, which leads to more productivity by the plants. More productivity means in the food chain, if more plants are there, the obviously in the higher tropic levels, you will find more animal species will be there, because their food supply, the food chain is maintained, the food web is maintained. So the next point is species area relationship. This is very important topic. According to the study of Alexander von Humboldt, in South American jungles, within a region, species richness increases with increasing explode area. As the area will increase, the diversity of the species will increase, but to a limit. What he has told? Alexander von Humboldt. Alexander von Humboldt, he has visited the Amazon forest and other South American jungles, where he found the species richness increases with the increased explode area. This person was a German person. Explode, explode area. The species richness increases with the explode area, but to a limit. Suppose you are in the 1 square kilometer, suppose X species richness is there. When it is going to when it is increasing to more, suppose 2 square kilometer, then it is becoming Y. Means slowly it will become more and more, and after that, suppose last one is Z, and then you increase the area to 100, 200, 300, then it will be same as Z. Okay. Now here they he has shown the relationship between the species diversity. Now here the formula is there. First, let us see the formula. S is equal to C A to the power Z. Okay, S is the species richness, A is the area, Y is the AC, C is the Y intercept, and Z is the slope of the line, that is regression coefficient. So on a logarithmic scale, because it is a very large area, that is why we are using the logarithmic scale. The relationship is a straight line, and the equation is log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. Now here you can find, as the area is increasing, you can find that the number of species is also increasing. And after reaching a certain area, suppose this is the area, after that it is becoming a straight line. Means after that, if the area increases, the number of species will not increase, the variety of species will not increase, the species diversity will not increase, even if the area we are increasing. So this is represented by log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. Now the relation between the species richness area gives a rectangular hyperbola. This is giving a, hello, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, ক্লাস নিচ্ছে এখন সবাই, আর সবাই অসুস্থ। না, এ পরে সবাই অসুস্থ এখন। না 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 না, সব ইয়ে ঢোকাচ্ছি না এখন কাউকে, সব শরীর খারাপ, সব সব সব। Okay, now the generally all areas, the Z value, you have seen the Z value. The Z value is 0.1 to 0.2. But for large areas, that is the entire continent, very large area, the slope of the line is stiffer. That is the Z value is 0.6 to 1.2. Frugivorous birds and animals in the tropical forests of different continents, Z value will be 1.15. Okay, means the for larger, means we are considering the whole tropical forest, then the value of the Z is increasing, that is 1.15. Again, I am showing you the here log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. So we are giving the value for this constant, that is the value of the Z. So value of the Z is in general for smaller area. Suppose if we talk about the Fort William, then it is 0.1 to 0.1 to 0.2. But for larger areas, okay, the slope line is very stiff. So here, why stiff? Because more diversity you will find. Then it is 0.6 to 1.2. Okay, now importance of the species diversity. According to David Tillman, Okay, very famous scientist, plots where more species shows less year to year variation in total biomass. He told that total biomass means the dry weight of the living organism. So he plotted the graph and he told that if in a place more species biodiversity is there, then the biomass quantity is less variable. It is not changing frequently. But where the species diversity is लेस देयर द बायोमास विल वेरी. इस साल बहुत ज्यादा हुआ बायोमास, अगले साल कुछ कंडीशन खराब हो गया तो पूरा गायब हो जाएगा. ओके, मान लो एक एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं, एक फॉरेस्ट है और एक एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड है. एक साल सूखा पड़ गया तो फॉरेस्ट में उतना प्रभाव नहीं पड़ेगा, टोटल बायोमास विल बी अप्रोक्सीमेटली सेम. But agricultural field, the biomass will be means nothing. So here the David Tillman says that where the more species diversity is there, there you will find less variation in the total biomass year to year basis. Now, increased diversity contributes to higher productivity. It is essential for the ecosystem health and survival of the human race. जिस जगह पर जितना ज्यादा स्पीसीज डाइवर्सिटी है वो जगह का सर्वाइवल का चांसेस ज्यादा है. जिस जगह पर जितना स्पीसीज डाइवर्सिटी कम है वो जगह in future means you people will feel that those places will no more be there on the earth. Now, importance of the species diversity. This is called Revert Popper hypothesis. Very important for examination point of view. Revert, R-I-V-E-T, Popper, P-O-P-P-E-R, hypothesis. It is an analogy used to understand the importance of biodiversity. They are telling this Revert Popper hypothesis is to understand the what is the importance of the biodiversity. This analogy माने एक तुलनात्मक or comparison. It is proposed by Stanford ecologist Paul L. Rich. Now, what he is telling that in an aeroplane is equal to ecosystem. All parts are joined together using many reverts. Reverts matlab screwdriver, a screw. That is here what they mean to say the species. Ecosystem is joined by species. Aeroplane, the different parts of the aeroplane are joined by the screws. If a passenger pop a revert, okay, अगर एक पैसेंजर एक स्क्रू खोल के घर लेके चला जाता है, बहुत जनी करते हैं, दैट इज उसको यहां पर इकोसिस्टम के साथ कैसे कर रहे हैं कि एक स्पीसीज एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाता है. तो अगर कोई एक स्क्रू खोल के ले जाएगा, ठीक है, चेयर का एक स्क्रू खोल के ले गया, तो उससे एरोप्लेन को कोई माने इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा, फ्लाइट सेफ्टी कोई इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा. बट समय के साथ साथ जैसे वो लोग ज्यादा से ज्यादा खोल के ले जाएंगे तो एक समय वो एरोप्लेन बुरी तरह से क्या होगा, वीक होगा और वो खुल के गिर जाएगा. तो हम लोग अभी एक एक स्क्रू खोल रहे हैं, अभी पता चलना शुरू नहीं हुआ है, अचानक एक दिन पता चलेगा कि हमारा अंडरग्राउंड वाटर नहीं है, हमारा यहाँ कोई जीव जिंदा नहीं रह सकता है. ठीक है. सो दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इशू. लॉस ऑफ रिवेट्स on the wings, key species that drive the major ecosystem function, is more dangerous to flight safety than loss of a few rivets on the seats or windows inside the plane. So this is what is told by the Revert Popper hypothesis. Okay. Now, just I will go back to you and ask you that what you have not understood. Okay.